Less than ape data end equals 446 data start equals 69 greater than. In a surprising diplomatic shift, the United States and Russia have taken steps to restore embassy staffing in Washington and Moscow as part of broader discussions aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. This move signals a significant change in U.S. foreign policy under President Donald Trump, as both nations explore potential cooperation despite years of heightened tensions. Less than sump data end equals 933 data start equals 448 greater than. After high-level talks between U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, the two sides agreed on three key objectives: re-establishing embassy personnel, forming a high-level team to facilitate Ukraine peace talks, and pursuing economic cooperation. While this is just the start of negotiations, both parties expressed optimism. Lavrov called the discussion very useful, emphasizing that both sides not only listened but truly heard each other. Less than P data end equals 1302 data start equals 935 greater than. Notably absent from these discussions was Ukraine itself. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky strongly objected to being left out and dismissed any outcome from talks in which Kyiv was not involved. European allies also voiced concerns, fearing that U.S.-Russia negotiations could sideline them and shape a peace agreement that does not reflect their interests. Less than P data end equals 1620 data start equals 1304 greater than. President Trump, however, showed little patience for these objections. Speaking from his Florida residence, he argued that Ukraine should have found a way to avoid war from the beginning. His remarks suggest that his administration may push for Ukraine to make concessions in order to bring the conflict to an end. Less than P data end equals 2088 data start equals 1622 greater than. The decision to engage directly with Russia represents a dramatic shift from the previous administration's approach. Under former President Joe Biden, the U.S. worked to isolate Moscow through sanctions and diplomatic pressure. Now, Rubio claims that ending the war in Ukraine could open doors for positive U.S.-Russia relations in the long term. Talks are also expected to lay the groundwork for a future summit between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Less than P data end equals 2395 data start equals 2090 greater than. Meanwhile, the war continues to rage. Overnight, Russia launched 176 drones at Ukrainian targets, with Ukraine's Air Force managing to shoot down most of them. A residential building was hit, injuring civilians and forcing evacuations. Despite diplomatic moves, the situation on the ground remains dire. Less than P data end equals 2774 data start equals 2397 greater than. Another key player in these talks is Saudi Arabia, which hosted the meeting at Dhurria Palace. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is positioning himself as a major diplomatic broker, further strengthening his influence on the global stage. Ukraine's absence at the talks led Zelensky to postpone a scheduled visit to Saudi Arabia, signaling his frustration with the situation. Less than P data end equals 3045 data is last node equals data start equals 2776 greater than. As the U.S. and Russia move closer to direct negotiations, Ukraine and its European allies are scrambling to ensure they are not left behind in shaping the future of the conflict. Whether this new approach leads to lasting peace or further divisions remains to be seen. Stay subscribed for more videos.